there, how's it going everybody? My name's Dr. P, and today what I want to do is go over some brand new updates to Fortnite. There have been a couple map changes that I want to talk about. You guys luckily were able to send me a whole bunch of stuff over on Twitter letting me know, so big thanks to you guys. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. I promise you, you won't regret it. I'll keep you completely up to date with everything going on in the world of Fortnite. And of course, as always, huge shout out to my supporters in-game rocking that Pineapplez YT support a creator code. If you're interested in getting a shout out yourself in the next video, just support me and send me a screenshot on Twitter. Let's start the video out with this. Do you guys remember those respawn vans that were supposed to allow you to respawn? It was leaked like at the beginning of the season and we've never seen it. Well, there was an in-game glitch during the Lux Fortnite Cup that showed the working respawn van. This is courtesy of Fortnite News on Twitter, but you can see right there, very clearly there's a player walking up to this van and it says, insert reboot card. So what's basically going to happen is if you die, your teammate can collect your reboot card and stick it back inside this van, and we're assuming you'll come gliding back in. This is a feature that was highly popular and is highly popular in Apex Legends, and Fortnite is adding their own style, their own version of this, which I'm extremely happy about. Honestly, it's about time this came to the game. We don't know when it's going to come, but based on what we just saw in that glitch, it looks like it is going to come at some point soon, possibly within the next update. This one is actually kind of a big update, so whenever it comes, I want to know, are you going to be excited for it? Are you pro respawn van or anti respawn van? I feel like there are going to be a lot of people on both sides, and there are good arguments, but overall, I think respawning is something that is needed, especially in a team-based mode. In fact, that's the only place it would be available. So if you get thirsted or something unfortunate happens to you, you could come back possibly. At least, that's my 2 cents. But like I said, I want to hear your thoughts too. Here's something we already thought was going to happen. We're getting this bow and arrow. At least it's in the game's coding, if you'll remember. The Ember skin is actually using this in the startup loading screen for Season 8, so it was kind of suspected this would come out at some point. It's called the Boom Bow, it's legendary, and the ammo, at least according to the code, is shotgun shells, but that's unconfirmed. It could be infinite or have a cooldown or something. The reload is 1.296, and realistically, we should expect that to be seconds. Not too sure what's going to go on with this bow, but just by the, pure name, Boom Bow, I feel like it's going to have some kind of explosion associated with it. We'll just have to wait and see, but this is definitely something I'm very curious / interested about. I got hit up by my boy Peter on Twitter, and he said, in this leaked LTM trailer, we can see a shipwreck similar to the one in the lobby, as well as an Easter Island head. Will the Easter Island head make a return for Easter? That's a very, very good point, and it's interesting because, yeah, you can see an Easter Island head in the background of this image, but the thing is, it's actually an Easter Island head. Previously in Season 5, we had some statues that looked very similar, but not exactly the same as an Easter Island head. Plus, you can see the ship is sinking in that image, and like he said in that tweet, it's also happening in the main lobby. Very, very interesting. I wonder what's going on there. That's almost certainly the ship in the Lazy Lagoon, so what's causing it to sink? I guess we'll find out in the future. Very cool though. As you may or may not know, there is a dig site right now near Paradise Palms, and there are going to be more of those dig / excavation sites over time. The next one is going to be at Loot Lake. But if you go and look in the middle of the Dusty Divot, you can see a bunch of these construction machines have returned. It's starting to look a lot like Season 4 Dusty Divot at this point, as far as there just being a ton of construction going on there. My boy Sir Squabblesauce says he thinks they're back to get the Hop Rocks, which is definitely a theory worth listening to because the Hop Rocks did make a return to the game's coding a couple weeks ago. Something's going on at the Dusty Divot, and we are going to find out eventually. I'm really excited about this, archaeology thing going on. It looks like there's something under the earth, under the map, that is of value to people, I feel like that treasure is somewhere under the map. X marks the spot. We just gotta figure out where that X is. Based on everything that's been going on the past few weeks with the helicopter, the excavation sites, and now all these machines returning to Dusty Divot, I feel like they're just all connected in some way, and ultimately, someone, a third party out there, is looking for the treasure on this island. Will they find it? Who knows? But wait, there's more. Recently, in the past like 36 hours or so, I'd say maybe, there have been different signs popping up around the map referring to some kind of distance within meters, you know, and this has happened in numerous places, one being the villain's base, another being Polar Peak, another being the volcano, and those are the three that I know of. There could be more. There's likely going to be more popping up over the course of the next few days anyway, so keep an eye out. But let me show you what I'm talking about. This was the very first one I knew about, and as you can see, there's a sign right here on the top of Polar Peak that says 170 meters this way. So I was like, all right, sure, let me build out here a little bit. Let me get 170 meters or, you know, roughly that distance out and see what we're looking at. Ultimately, after you travel this direction for the exact amount you're supposed to, you're left hovering directly above the remains of Greasy Grove. Why would they ever want to refer you to move this direction? It's not even very far. As you can see from the map, you're really not moving far at all. Nonetheless, though, it does situate you directly above the old Greasy. Could that possibly be a sign that it would return in the future? I don't know, but let me just say that if that turned out to be true, I would be a very, very happy kid. I would be so happy. Greasy is my overall favorite landing spot in the entire game, and I was so blown when they took it away. This makes me personally really, really excited to know there's even a chance that Greasy could come back, and honestly, it kind of makes sense if the volcano is going to erupt. Naturally, a lot of the ice is just going to melt. That's just going to happen. And that could be the segue into leading us back to Greasy. Let's get some Greasy Grove hype in the chat, boys. Anyway, moving on to the next one. This is the second one in order that I became aware of, and the sign is at the top of the mountain where the villain's base is situated. It says 111 meters this way. So I started to build out a little bit, and once I got there, it puts me right here. I'm not exactly sure what I'm over. I mean, I'm just a little southeast of where I was originally, and I'm not even anywhere close to where Greasy was or where I was standing above the last one. I thought they might get close, but it's not even relatively nearby. I guess they kind of go in opposite directions, so they are kind of pointing at each other. I mean, I was going northwest from Polar Peak and southeast from this area, so maybe it'll make a line or form some kind of a pattern once the rest of the signs spawn in and we can like mark these pinpoints down. This is one of the most interesting things that Fortnite's done in a while, in my opinion. I was just about ready to hit record and do this video without checking Twitter, and I'm glad I did because I saw this tweet by my boy DarkCube22 who said there is also one of these signs at the volcano. So you can see it says 172 meters, which by the way, so far is the longest amount of distance we've had to cover, only by 2 meters, but still nonetheless the biggest. In this picture, it's telling you to go kind of southwest, and if you do that, then you're gonna get put somewhere in this direction, somewhere in this vicinity, very close to Dusty, close to Retail Row. These signs are obviously so new to the game, and people are still trying to figure out like what it's pointing out, because clearly it's marking every time a very exact location in the game. Obviously, I was just approximating where I should be because it's kind of difficult. It's hard to tell exactly where it's supposed to be because of the height. Obviously, you can just mark it and then walk the distance, but if you try and mark something from, say, on the top of Polar Peak to the bottom of Greasy, you're not actually going to cover that space, and just because of the distance down, it's going to add like 100 or something meters to your distance. So I tried to build it out instead of going straight down to make it a little bit more realistic as to where the spots might be. I'm fully expecting more of these signs to pop up over the next couple days and weeks, so keep an eye out, and if you find any, tweet me on Twitter. The question at this point is, what's going on with these coordinates? Like, is it marking where the treasure is? That's like the only guess I have. I don't really know. But if there's anything I know about Epic Games, it's that they will do the unexpected, so be prepared for anything. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you liked this one and you want to see more. I'd really appreciate it, and like I said before, you definitely won't regret it. Check out my stream down below, caffeine.tv. It'll be linked. I stream a couple times a week, and we always have a great time over there. The gameplay you're watching is actually from that stream. RIP me as I die to the storm, right? But hopefully you have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one, and until then, my friends, take it easy and peace out.